All right. All right. So I made it, and now I need to get. Oh, good, very good. Charts are working. Good job. All right, so at least I don't got to do that. Let me reset it though. All right, let me get my let me get my link. All right. I got the link. Cool. Let me get it out there real quick. And then I'm going to come over to the chat, holler at y'all for a second. Okay. All right, there we go. That's one. Let me get one more. Then I got to set this timer, and then we good to go. Uh-huh. All right. Okay, and one more, and then we good. And then the timer, and then I'm good. All right. All right. Okie dokie. All right, let me shoot over to the chat real quick. Holler at y'all. All right. And I hate when it don't have the chat up here with me where I can see it. I got to come down and then pop it out and all of this other stuff. All right, I got to pop it out. All right. No big deal. It won't be a big deal if you don't make it one. All right, cool. Doc, what's good? What up, Jay Carly? Got a full hour, huh? What's up, Don? All right. What's going on, man? So I got my charts up too. I gotta just set this timer, and then we good for like an hour and 20 minutes till this This market shut down at 5. Okay. And also I'm gathering some information too from this 2141. Get some good info from this, see what's going on. Okay, so I got my timer set, and I got a little bit of info from that. Well, I mean, I'm just getting on, so I can't say fully, but it looks like there is some acceleration in the market, maybe transitioning, could be, but I think we have yet to see. But I mean, that's a good way to start things off at least. Because what I think I glanced at the chart earlier, it was looking retarded. I mean, the market was just literally all over the place, all over the damn chart. Benito, what's good? JP, what's happening, man? What's happening? All right. All righty. All right, so we should be good now. Ooh, man, almost at 100. Damn, that's Texas, right? Straight insanity, man. Straight insanity. Yeah, right now we back in the 80s. We had about 83 today. Yesterday was crazy though. Like yesterday was straight retarded. And then it had rained a little bit, so that cooled things off a little bit. And I'm surprised it didn't bring as much humidity as it normally would. But I think because our temperature dropped a little bit, so, you know, has more to do with that than anything. Yeah, H-Town. Jay Carly said it's 65 in my house. As it should be. Right, you in the house with a straight got a blanket on. That's how I do it too, man. When I go to bed, I need a comforter. It's be freezing in my house. But I wouldn't have it any other way. Doc said H-Down and humidity go together like peanut butter and jelly. Yes. Yeah, I know you're under the covers, Jay Carly. As soon as you said 65, I was like, yeah. Yep. That's how we do it. T said Houston stays stupid hot. Yeah. 100 degrees. Like, and it'd be 100 like consistently. I think it was last summer, every day, like when I would come on, people was talking about it was over 100 degrees in Texas, like on the regular. That's crazy. And it's different if it's humid hot. You know what I'm saying? He said 120 is normal in August. What? Yo. Oh man. Jay Carey said people be talking about I need to change to the summer blanket on the bed. The hell is a summer blanket? I know, right? Like I said, last summer high is 114. This shit, come on, man. Yeah. It's so funny too because it was like when I was younger, I used to always like rock with the pool and stuff. And I still do the pool now, but I do the pool at the hotel though. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't do the pool, like the public pool. We ain't doing the public pool. When I was a kid, we used to do that though. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I feel different about it now. I don't feel the same as I did as a kid about the public pool now. I need a Marriott pool. Don said you walk out your house and you need another shower. Yes, I mean like immediately. Like you didn't even go nowhere. You just stepped outside. T-shirt drenched. Looking like you in the shower. J. Carter said, I ain't about that life. But I guess if you got a small neighborhood, then the neighborhood pool is not bad. But shit, you ever see it? Or unless you've been here, you never seen a New York City public pool. It's different. It's different. First of all, the shit is packed. There's people everywhere. And when it's hot like this, when you go to the beach, shit, you mess around, burn your feet on that sand, man. That sand be scorching hot. Like you literally can't play with the sand when it's hot like that. That shit'll burn the hell out of you. Like really burn your foot for real. That too. Which is said you got more money now than you had at 10 to 14, so you don't need a public pool now. That is a fact. Now we do private. Oh man. Yep, now we do private pool. Because I was never going to a New York City public pool or any public pool. I don't know them people. Right. If you don't know the schedule of the pool cleaning, then I can't do the pool. I gotta know how often. I think if you use your pool, you should be cleaning your pool like at least once a month. At least. In the summertime, you got to get it clean once a month, at least. She said, when I buy a house, I'm going to have a pool and a pool person. Facts. Factual. I think I need my other shades though. I need my brown joints. Put my brown joints on. Yeah, there we go. There we go. I like these lenses because they polarize. They make everything. It don't look. It doesn't look bright, but it looks vivid. Like when you look at everything outside, it looks vivid, like real clear. They used to make shades like these back in the day. They used to have them on TV. It was called Eagle Eyes. I don't know if they still make them, but they used to. Yep. The joint's called Eagle Eyes. What up, JT? He said, I didn't have the pleasure of being part of TA when Doc was here, but I get hyped and gain something every time I heard him speak from training. What up, Doc? Grateful you were here. Doc's still here. As you can see. Doc said, my mom recently divorced my stepfather. He was very selfish with his money. She didn't want half of his pension because she said since he was selfish, the money would be bad energy. Interesting. That's interesting. Slav, you had to put 301 on hold, huh? He's like, it's YouTube time. No doubt. J. Carl, he's talking about Don, she all about that life. Energy attaches to everything we can touch and it flows through the air. Yes, it does. How could it not? How could it not? Yep. That is a fact. I believe that energy is ill because it's kind of like it's like whoever's energy is stronger wins. You know what I'm saying? Like energy has strength. It has degrees. Someone can be so connected to the ether and within the universe, and they so tapped in and so plugged in that whatever the energy is that they have is influencing other people as they move around, and also it negates the opposite of what it is. That's why really negative people that have a bad aura around them, it's kind of like they infect other people. And the same thing applies with positive people. So when your energy is elevated, whether you good or bad, and what I mean is whether the intent of your energy is positive or negative, it's like your energy is fighting for you. So like when somebody's negative, if you're positive, there's an automatic instant fight going on. It's you don't even know that it's going on. It's an invisible fight. Your energy against whoever's energy is out there that has the negative shit. And one of y'all gonna win during that moment, like in that battle. If your energy and your vibration is high enough, you don't gotta fight no battles at all. You just go and live life. Because the vibration is too high for negative energy to be affected. Or I should say for negative energy to affect you at all. You know what I'm saying? It's almost kind of like you untouchable. Not to say that things can't happen to you. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that because of the energy that you're carrying with you, things don't happen to you. Which is kind of crazy when you think about it. That shit is kind of crazy. It's crazy. It really is. Because you be like, damn, man. When you look at things that happen to people, it just has you bugging out because you're like, damn, that could have been anybody. Like when things happen to people, I always know, like that could have been any of us. Like you're not immune to shit going on with you. You're not immune to stuff happening. Stuff happen every day. How the hell you know what's gonna happen and what's not gonna happen? You don't. So it's kind of like the only safeguard that you have is the energy that you carry with you. It's the same reason why you think people pray and go to church and are religious. because they're trying to raise their energy up so that they have protection as they move throughout the world. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've really studied, I've studied for a while, like a long time, all of this shit, just from my own perspective. And a lot of the stuff that I know just has been revealed to me. I feel like if you just seek out knowledge, it comes to you. Like like some people will write a book about it, and then, you know, you can read a book about it, and then some people don't have to read it all. They just live life and they experience things, and when you figure things out, you understand how to navigate, and then you navigate, and next thing you know, your life is a certain way because of the energy that you've tapped into, which is crazy. That shit is crazy on all levels. All levels. But yeah, that was ill what Don brought up about the what his mom said about the bad energy. That's crazy. He said bad money brings bad energy. It's like you make money selling drugs to kids, the karma behind it. Very true. Very true. Eddie said, oh, July and August too hot in Dallas, Texas to ride our motorcycles. I would imagine so, man. Shoot. I know you wouldn't want to be outside messing around with no heat. For real. Where's this other thing at? Oh, okay. There it is. Let me see. J. Carr said every movie is born from some truth. Yep. Have you ever seen a movie Fallen with Denzel? Oh yeah. That movie was ill. How the spirit was moving from touch. It was transferred every time that's he was moving by people touching. He would take over their body, like possess them, and he's moving from person to person. Demons. Yeah, that movie was ill, Jay Carly. Why you brought that up? That was one of my favorite movies for like 5 years. She said that kind of thing is real for real. Maybe not in so much of the possession sense. And as soon as I remember the word, I'll explain. Don said money is energy. If it is used and received from a wrong entity, I believe it will follow you in a negative way. I believe that to some degree. I believe that if your energy is not raised high enough to augment the energy coming from the money that is being transferred to you, then yes, that whatever energy is attached to the money does come to you. But when your energy level is high enough, it will supersede and it will change the vibration of the negative energy, and it will turn it into positive energy because you got the money. It's just like if you gave me the money and I didn't know where it came from. Like if you think about it for a second, just think for 1 second. Physical paper money. How many hands does it change? Just in general, just in like when you get money from the bank, who touched it? Like think about this for a second. Who physically touched the money? You have no idea who touched that money. New bills, old bills, you don't know. Right? So that means that there's a bunch of different energies on the money, on the physical money. So this is why the practice of, your mindset and energy, like all the stuff that we talk about all the time is totally relevant in life. Like these are life lessons. It's not just about the market, even though we relate it to the market because we're in the market trading. Yes. But this is stuff relevant to life. So I think about that all the time. It's one of the reasons why people pray over their food. You get your food, you pray over your food. Why? Why do you pray over your food? If somebody wanted to poison you and they put poison in the food, how would you know? You wouldn't know. So the question becomes, well, what if somebody poisoned your food but you prayed over it. Is the poison going to work? It makes you think, right? It's like, well, damn, I never really thought about that. Now you see why people say grace over their food. So it's about the whatever it is that you believe in becomes what you live by. That becomes the standard that you live by. That becomes your religion. You know what I'm saying? Your religion is not just your religious belief. Your religion is the things that you do every day that direct where your energy goes. That's what your religion is. You know what I'm saying? It's the same reason why you got rituals. Like, you don't think that you have rituals? You do. Your ritual may not be like cutting off a chicken's head and drinking the blood. And I'm not talking about like that. I'm just saying, you have rituals. Just like every day around this time, I come on YouTube. This is a ritual now. Like, think about it. What happens if I skip a day? At this point, let me skip one day of YouTube. And what'll happen? It'll throw you off. Because it became part of what you're used to expecting to happen. It's a part of what you do now. You see what I'm saying? And there's energy in it. Yo. I don't know. I don't even know how we start talking about this type of stuff, but everything I'm saying, I approve this message right now. Oh, snap. Yo, you're crazy. You said we throwing chairs. Oh, man. Yeah, let me go back. Damn, it's mad comments. I didn't know it was this much. I'm over here just talking. And we watching the market too, right? Right now the market's not really doing that much. It still has too much going on at the moment. J. Carr said, like, can't think of the word. If you buy a bracelet that was pre-owned, the energy of that person will flow to you. That's why you have to pray and bless hand-me-downs. Yep. Or pre-owned things. Yep. I'm like, how you know all these things that I had to mostly book learn about it? See, because the universe already wrote it down. It was already written before the book. So the book of the universe is always open. You know what I'm saying? You can read the universal book at any time. Moreno, what's happening? Oh yeah, definitely, man, definitely. He says, thanks for all your videos. I'm glad I'm part of Team Alliance. This is gonna change my life. Yes, it is, man. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. J. Carly said, this be my wheelhouse. Yeah, and I know. All of that was actual stories. That's where they got the context for the movie from. Yep. And I look at it, and Slav is saying something interesting. He said you can never know if it was real stories or made up. Even if it was made up, it's good. Even if it's a made up story, it doesn't mean that it's not possible for that to happen, or instances of that never happen. What's stopping that from being the case? If you understand the dynamic of how we are as human beings, like what are we made up of? What are we? It's kind of like that idea. It's like, well, what are human beings? Are we physical or are we spiritual beings? If just that one question, is this you, your body, or is there something else inside of you that is beyond this, your physical? You know what I'm saying? We already know what the answer to that is. It has to be something else. How is it possible right now that your heart is beating on its own? Explain that. How does your heart beat? You don't tell your heart to beat. All right, heart, now just make sure that you beat. You're not telling your heart nothing. Your heart beats by itself on its own. How does that happen? How is it that every pump of your heart, blood is distributed throughout every artery and vein in your body? All of them. From the top of your head, literally to your toes. Literally to your toenails. How do your nails grow? How do your nails, you could have just cut your nails and then they grow again. How the hell did that happen? You don't see it. You can't even see it grow. You didn't even see yourself grow up. Look at a picture of yourself from 10 years ago and then look at yourself in the mirror now. How the hell did that happen? How? It gets interesting. Gets pretty interesting, right? Oh, man. Winston said, Moreno, welcome to your journey. And yes, watch out, world. Oh, man. Slavs, especially about how humans probably was back then. Jay Carly, when I was younger, I could see things. When I lived wrong, my sight was taken. When I lived right, the sight returns. That's deep. That's deep right there. Joshua said, money is neutral. When it lands in your hands, your energy transfers to it. Don't start that. Don't start that, Joshua, please. The mic drop button is right here. Cut it out. Look, let me read what he said. When it lands in your hands, your energy transfers to it so that it becomes attractive money or repellent money. Woo! Slav said the prayers are for a different reason other than physically or other than physicality. I understand that. I'm curious to hear more about that, actually. Jay Carly said, again, it depends on your beliefs. Don, think about when Judas told on Jesus for money because of the intent. The money had a value that played on his conscience. Yep. Right, because to him it became blood money. That's interesting that you bring that up because I have a question about that. I have a question about Judas. Right? And this is very interesting, and it gives you insight on the way things actually are, like just in general for us. So my question is this. In order for the purpose that Jesus had to fulfill, to be fulfilled, Judas had to do what he did in order for Jesus to fall in the hands of the Romans, right? Now, is that something that was known ahead of time and planned ahead of time, or did it just play out that way and it happened to be Judas who was the one that delivered Jesus into the hands of the Romans, right? Now, so my question is, you know how some people say, well, Judas didn't have a choice. He had to do it because it was preordained to be that way. In other words, there was nothing that he could do about it. Now, do you believe that? Do you believe that? Like if somebody says it's destiny, can you change destiny? Do you create destiny? Or is destiny something that has already been created in advance? That's my question. See, I want to know that type of stuff because I want to get into the deeper level of understanding. I don't want to just understand it by what someone tells me. This was stuff I used to ask in church. They never could answer my question. They never answered that. They still have not answered that question. So that's my question. That's a good question, I believe. So that question is for you guys. I want to hear what you guys have to say about that. But that right there, I'm very curious to know. I want to know. I want to know the answer to that. Joshua said, if not Judas, it would have been someone else. Now that's interesting. So what Joshua is saying is that the plan was laid out, right? But the characters were not. Woo-hoo, that's deep. And Joshua, correct me if I'm wrong. But if I'm right, say yes. I believe that's what Joshua was saying. Don said, I believe he sacrificed him as a means of getting ahead, but it killed him internally in the long run. You talking about Judas, right, Don? And Joshua said precisely, okay, so that I definitely understand that. I think that's valid. I think that's valid because if people are picked in advance, then there's no such thing as free will. You're following me? Did you hear what I just said? It's just like if somebody's picked ahead of time to be the worst person ever or the best person ever. If you're already selected in advance, then there's no such thing as choice. How is it possible for you to choose anything? Your destiny has already been chosen for you, right? I'm just saying. Joshua said, your character determines which side of the plan you play on. You have the power to choose your side. He said you have the power to choose your side by the conditioning of your heart. Jay Carly said, again, it depends on what you believe. I believe that when we die, we get to choose to come back and learn more lessons to achieve a higher place of heaven, for lack of a better word. David said, glad we are demolishing Calvinism here. Mick said it was prophesied that Simon Peter would deny Jesus 3 times. It was already written, and Jesus learned in his fast 40 days and 40 nights. I disagree, as the names of his disciples were preordained. But what do you do when your why is threatened? And see my line of question that comes out of what you are pointing out about when people are preordained, or like even when something is prophesied. And I'm gonna talk about that in a second too. And this is good. This is a good conversation right here to have. Whew. This is hard right here. This is good. Slav said, looks like Thanos was wrong. Jay Carly said, no, yet destiny has been decided based on the lessons that you must learn. Ooh. However, the extent of the lesson can be less based upon your free will of decisions. Mick said, what do you do when your why is threatened? Joshua said, it's just difficult to change the condition, just like it's challenging to condition your mind to only stick to the protocol takes ceaseless conditioning efforts. And the reason that I get excited about this type of conversation is because this is relative to the market as well. Like it does, everything that we ever going to talk about is relevant in the market also. Just for the record. That's why this is called live market commentary, because that I like to bring it back to the market because it helps us to understand more about ourselves, and then in turn it helps us to understand more about the market. It's crazy. Jay Carter said, if your destiny was to suffer loss, but you lived a life of love, kindness, and positivity, then that original loss would be less. It may be an accident of a loved one instead of a death. Very interesting. Very interesting. Don said, when your why is threatened, then you need another why. This is good stuff right here. This is good stuff. I'm gonna go back real quick. I wanted, because I missed some of the comments earlier. I see David has said earlier that it's God's design. Eddie said money is a tool. Very, very interesting and powerful right there. Money is a tool. Let me see if there was anything else I could pull out of this. Moreno, I see a question too. He said, do you also trade with 4 pips between the strike price or only with 2? If an opportunity is presented when there's the strikes are 4 pips apart, we'll trade during that time also. It doesn't matter. We're not restricted or afraid. You know, if it's 4 pips apart, that basically means that it's between, I think it's 8:05 a.m. and 12 o'clock p.m. So for 4 hours, the market is 4 pips apart on NADEX. If opportunity falls between those 4 hours, it doesn't matter. We're going to take trades when they come. Definitely. Jay Carly says, you alone can mitigate the extent of the lessons if you're in tune with your higher self. Because you're not actually supposed to know these things. Mick said, my family is my why. No new why, good sir. That's hard. Slav said, I can agree. What exactly are we talking about? The pips apart. That was a question that Moreno had asked a minute ago. Early in the chat. It got buried because everybody started talking about what we're talking about now. But it was in there. I went back to see that question. Jay Carr said, this theory is proven by this fact. If you're not grateful for what you have, it will be taken away. Don, 4 pip spread can sometimes give us an extra advantage because of better premium risk. Yeah, Don is right, because in other words, that sometimes when the market is further apart like that as far as the strikes, you get better option pricing. Definitely. Yep. Yes, indeed. J. Carr said this will all be covered in my book. Shameless plug. Yeah, but these are very good conversations right here. Like just the conversation a minute ago about money and energy. It definitely is. There are a number of different ways to look at that, because it's like, well, is money itself an energy? Is the idea of money energy? That's my question. That's a good question. Joseph says, why does it change from 4 pips to 2 pips? Because from 8 to 12 is during the US session, and historically, the market overall has bigger moves, larger ranges during the US session. So what they do is they increase the distance of the strikes. The distance of the strikes are helping you to be able to account for the movement of the market. You know what I mean? So when the volatility of the market and the ranges increases, when you're looking at the strikes, the strike prices, if they're too close together, they'll get buried, and they only want to use 5 strike prices on the platform. So they just increase the distance of the strike prices from 2 pips apart to 4 pips apart to make up for the increase in the range or the volatility of the market. So that's why that happens. And Slav, you talking about the distance? You said you got it confused at first. You talking about distance? J. Carr said she don't like 4 pips because she can't do the math on the sell. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Oh man. Yeah, but so from that explanation, you understand now, Slav? Moreno, yeah, all of the parameters remain the same. I see what you said, Tyler. I ignored it. So you know how I do. I'm just ignoring it. If you don't want to be here, then don't be here. And I concur about strategies. Yes, that's exactly where strategies belong. Yep. Bye, Felicia. That's what you tell somebody when they be acting crazy. Bye, Felicia. Okay, so Slav and Moreno, y'all are good now with that explanation, yes? He said, I think it was a joke saying he's on to another YouTubers. Oh, he's on to other YouTubers that trade strategies. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right, I understand now. If that's what he meant, that was actually pretty funny. That if that was the case, that's actually a pretty good joke. Okay, right. I got you. He said his name was Trash Can, so this is too real. I got you. Okay. Well, I mean, that's the beauty of the internet, right? It's something for everybody. That is for sure. Whatever you're looking for, you'll find it. he said he was a decent troll. Oh man. Yeah, Tyler said he took it as he's going to look at other channels for strategies. Yeah, I don't even know. That's why I didn't even read it. And I glanced at it. I saw what he said. So matter of fact, I felt the energy. There we go. I felt his energy, so I didn't respond. Oh man. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, you already know there's certain people that you can't even you can't even joke with. Like you can't joke with Jay Carly, and you obviously can't joke with Tyler either. Tyler be like, yo, off with his head. He be like, off with his head. Like what? Yeah, right. I smelled his energy. Oh man. Yes, Tyler's like capital punishment. Oh, even got the wording. Wow. How convenient was that? Capital punishment? Oh man. Yep. Yeah, but oh man. I think the market was probably actually heavily um influenced by that interest rate decision yesterday. I think that whatever happened, they like people were not expecting that. And you're seeing that reflected in the way that the market is moving around. Like the market ain't been still ever since. The market just been kind of wilding out ever since. JP said trade list for 2 nights in a row. Hopefully I get some opportunities this evening. Patience. That's it. That's it, man. That is it. Yep. I mean, our opportunities will come without a doubt. Oh, I meant to tell y'all about Jesus. I was listening to volume 89 on the commentaries. If you go on the YouTube on this channel and go to volume 89 and listen to that commentary, Jesus. Like the last half hour, well, I would say the last hour of that video. My goodness. I was listening to this, I kept rewinding it. I rewinded it for like 2 hours. Incredible. Some incredible nuggets on there. It's so funny because when I listen back to everything, whether it's a training or YouTube or whatever, it doesn't sound like me. Like to me, it does not sound like me. It doesn't, like it sounds like it's somebody else. That's how crazy that it be sounding to me. I'm like, damn. I don't even remember saying that. Like it just sounds like it's another person. Crazy. Yeah, volume 89. Volume 89. The one where I had the orange cap. That one. Jay Carly said, I really got to learn you can't too much be gangster on the keyboard. Oh, slaps. Live says the one and only thing I have a question on that I don't get is how to determine which strikes to go for. For instance, if the market price is in the middle of the strike or in the middle of one strike price that's about and another, how would you know which one to attempt at? Answer to that is simple, man. That's a simple answer. When you apply the protocol to both strikes, the answer, it becomes obvious. And most of the time, if the market is sitting in the middle, it's not going to be either one, because you're not going to have relevant pricing on either one. So if you say, for example, that you in phase three, and phase three, you won't see pricing on either one. So you know that neither one is relevant. Neither one of them would be in play. Yeah, Jay Carly is a G for real. She said, I slapped the dog out of someone in person. They say something about my TA family. That's loyalty right there. Jesus. That's why I don't tell her nothing. I can't, certain things I can't tell her. Yep. Certain things I cannot tell her. Yeah, she said, I'm just chilling. The market will give when she's ready to. That is a fact. Sly, I've been dwelling on that for a few days. Don said, think about this. A hedge fund is doing great if they do 20% return a year. Speak on it, Don. Speak on it. My goodness. Right, 20% a year in a hedge fund is what? And that's because hedge funds, even though they're large, they have a lot of money that they are responsible for as far as managing, and to get ROI on that money, on the money that they have under their management. But they are designed for long-term investments of high net worth people. If you have a high net worth, you're gonna throw 100,000 into a hedge fund. And if you're seeing 20% return every year, compounded over 5 years, you flipping your money every 3.5 years. So you start with 100,000, 3.5 years later, you got 200,000. That's how those types of funds are designed, and what they represent from the perspective of the person investing in it. You know what I mean? So, and again, to me, all a hedge fund manager is doing anyway is looking for opportunities as far as companies that have something behind them that will increase their valuation over the time. You see what I'm saying? So that they can tap into those percentages. And they're doing that probably across a basket of different companies. So they might be looking at 50 companies, and out of the 50, they'll select 10. Out of the 10, 5 may end up doing it, 5 may not. But the 5 that do end up doing it and do well will make up for the lack of returns from the other 5 that don't do well, like that type of thing. So it's like they're balancing it out, but they're using their own mechanisms or information to make a determination as to what the valuation is going to be of companies in the future. You see what I'm saying? That's what all of their decision making is based on. So like conceptually, the idea is similar as far as what we do and what a manager of a fund does. The difference is that we're in total control, whereas they're not really in control because they're under pressure from the people that are investing money with them. You understand? And it's not their money. You see what I'm saying? So let me see something. Who that is? Who that is? That was July 10th. Hold on, let me see something. July 9th. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. On that 435, it slowed down a little bit at the end, but overall, it's still not. It's still too much going on overall in the market right now. Overall. Overall, a little too much still going on. And that's cool. One of the things that we have to just be mindful of and remember is that when the market is doing this type of activity, the market is actually telling us to stay out. And you got to think about the value of that. You know, how valuable is it to you to know when not to trade? You know, that's important. I don't think that people really put enough emphasis on that, but you should. You should. That's more important than knowing when to trade. Because there's way more ways for you to get smashed than there are ways for you to actually consistently be profitable. You know? So be glad when the market acts up, acts crazy, and tells you to stay the hell away. Let me see. Yeah, I didn't see it either, Joshua. Excuse me. I looked at the 435 at the towards the end, but I didn't catch it while it was doing whatever it was doing. Don said that's why the process of patience and discipline with binaries is so valuable. A few trades can yield high return very quickly. Yes. And that's why learning how to control yourself is really the key to you being successful. Because as long as you control yourself, you'll be able to wait for the market when it's going to pay you. Like you have a clear path to payment, a clear path to profit. That's what you want. Yep, that is what you want. NADEX is in the middle, and Juice Man wants to bring them close together. Don said 2 trades a week, 30 to 60% return. By the time, you guys have heard me mention Project 21. If you just think about that alone, a project like what I'm mentioning or introducing in Project 21. And all it is just a simple plan that you lay out for the way that you're going to build in the growth phase. It's very simple. You start with $100 and you lay out a plan for how many trades you're going to take. And what you do is you assign maximum value to every trade. In other words, $100 you start with, by the time you make like around $170, $180. At that point, you can actually scale up to 2 contracts because you have enough money in the account to cover the capital requirement for 2 contracts. And every time that you add on profit to your balance, you max that out. Like you go all in every time. So it's kind of, yeah, that's a good way to define it. It's like going all in every time that you trade. Now, for the average person, that sounds insane. You scared to death to do that. Why? Because you don't have the skill set that you need in order to know why you're winning in the first place. You don't even know why you're winning, let alone know why you're taking a trade. So knowing and understanding the why aspect within trading, you begin to see how important that is when you do something like what I'm talking about, like Project 21. When you actually do that, now you begin to tap into the real value. It's like the real value is your ability to navigate in the market, to stay out of the market when it's not doing nothing, and to only take the best opportunities when they are presented. What if that's all you did? You understand what I'm saying? What if literally that's all you did? It means now when we talk about percentages and returns and ROI, it's a whole different conversation. So you talking about taking $100 and over a period of 21 trades, by you just simply being consistent in your execution and not being afraid to scale up. You literally are taking that 100 to thousands of dollars in your account. What's the ROI on that? You see what I'm saying? We're not even talking about 100% no more. We're talking about thousands of percentages. And this is all based on your skill. In other words, you're the one in control. So you're dealing with something that's very powerful when you look at things that way. You know what I'm saying? You shift the perspective of everything. And you really begin to understand the value of what you actually have access to. Just the fact that we're using NADEX. And NADEX makes it possible for us to do that. Like you using the NADEX account, you gotta, come on, it's crazy. It's great. You can take $100 and go wherever you want to go in your account based on your skill. This is why you train it to develop patience and discipline and focus, because you're conditioning yourself not to lose. Well, Mark, everybody loses. No, they don't. No, they don't. And not only do everybody not lose, but we know why we don't lose. You don't understand the value of that, and you can't appreciate it because you don't know that yet. You don't understand that. You can't even comprehend the conversation. How are you going to know what we actually doing? You see what I'm saying? So it's different, man. It is different. Bimani, I see your question now. I think I just answered it. With a project like what I'm talking about doing, with like Project 21. Project 21, just let me lay out simply what it is. It's 21 trades. 21 trades starting from $100. And the answer to your question is, do you risk every penny? Yes. When you're doing the project, you put every penny in the account at risk. You go in maximum value on every trade until you reach your goal. And see, it's a very interesting dynamic because I'm telling you that, and I know that for some people, probably for most people, that's scary as shit. You scared of that. Like, oh, you risking the whole account? Yeah. And I want you to think about the logic though. Why would you not put it all at risk? You only started $100. You started with $100. So if it grows to whatever it grows to, ultimately you literally only started with $100 anyway. So you know the argument of, oh man, you're gonna lose a lot of money. No, you started with $100. And if your skill is capable of taking it from 100 to somewhere else, then why don't you work on fine tuning and perfecting your skill level? You see the point I'm making? Focus on what needs to be focused on. If you keep thinking about the money aspect of it, it's distracting you from the focus of the skill. So you can't work on what you need to work on to continuously elevate your skill because you're worrying about the money part. If you really want to get to the real money part, you have to elevate your skill. That is the real money. The skill is the money. The skill is the capital. That's the money. Think about what you do with $100 now, all on a regular basis. How fast you spend $100? You sneeze and you spend $100. I chew, you just spend another $100. You see what I'm saying? What'd you spend it on? Who the hell knows? You don't even know what you spent it on. With us, $100 is a seed. We plant a seed and then we use our skill to go to work on the seed. And our job is to continue to work on the skill. We're working on the skill constantly. Why do you think that we do this? Why do you think we train all the time? We're constantly working on the skill. The capital. That's the real money. So we working on the real money. Man. Don said people who create wealth are non-negotiable mental toughness. But Monty said it's crazy because when you in the streets, you take everything to the store, but something about this legit money make you scared to lose it. And but Bomani, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. It is the same thing. You're making it different because of the thought process. I don't know, and that's very true what you're saying about like street money, and just how somebody would operate in the street versus when it's an actual legitimate opportunity to do something. I definitely understand what you mean, but the dynamic is no different. They're like, for example, there are very skilled people that, do what they do in the street. Hustlers. They know how to hustle. And it's like, that's a skill. It's a skill set. The repercussion of what you're actually, like, the product, that ain't good. You don't want to sell that. You know what I'm saying? But the ability for you to do it in a way where you know what to actually do in order to sell it. You see what I'm saying? That's a skill within itself. So that takes business acumen. You got to be a good business person to even know how to do that. So it's not like if you in the street, you don't know how to do legitimate business. You actually do, but you just haven't learned how to navigate. You see what I'm saying? You got to navigate and transition into something that now requires more on your part to do because there's more people doing it. Like, there's fewer people that you have to compete with in the street. When you do legitimate business, you got to compete with thousands more people. Because most people are not in the street. Most people. You see what I'm saying? But in the legitimate arena, everybody's trying to do something legitimate. So you got to outthink and outperform everybody that is trying to do something legitimate just like you are now. But you have the acumen. You see what I'm saying? You still got the ability to do it. You just got to outwork everybody. That's it. So the same thing applies with what we're talking about with the market. Think about why people even lose in the first place when they're trading. They don't understand the market. All right, your job is to learn how to understand the market. All right, let's get to it. And we really going to learn how to understand the market. Like we ain't going to pussyfoot around. We really going to understand this shit. So Ooh, 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 ooh. Look at what Don said. Woo! Look at what he said. Damn. Hustle mentality comes down to observation. What do we do in the market? Observation mode all day. Come on, man. Come on, man. All right. JT said, it's not even a risk at the end of the day unless the capital isn't there yet. Oh, they're making me sweat, man. Jesus. I told y'all to chill. Don't make me hang up, man. I told y'all to chill. Let me read that back. JT said it's not even a risk at the end of the day unless the capital skill isn't there yet. Come on, baby. But Monty said, plus all the books speak on risk to reward being no worse than one to make one, let alone one to make three. And exactly. And if you look at that perspective alone, Bamani, it helps you to understand the dynamic of why we win. Because we took that right there and I flipped that around on them. Everybody on the NADEX platform trying to get all of this good risk reward, it means you got to trade at the money, out the money. You trading on the opposite, the opposite end of the spectrum that we're on. Your problem is you want to get to the good risk reward without understanding the market. You got a problem because I'm on the other side of the spectrum and I understand the market and I'm going to smash you. If you trade against me, I got you because I know the market better than you do. The hustle mentality. I'm observing the market better than you. I understand the market better than you do. So you putting yourself in position to get good risk reward because you want favorable perception of good risk reward. Oh, I need better risk reward than that. All of that is bullshit. You got a perception of what it is. You know who got the real favorable risk reward? Whoever has more skill. My risk reward is 10-1. How about that? Because my skill level is 10 times better than you. Come on, man. They ain't got nothing for us. I'm trying to tell y'all. They ain't got nothing for us. Janice, anybody read that Market Watch clickbait article about the couple going deep in debt every month on a $500,000 a year salary? It was entertaining. That sound crazy, man. That sound crazy. And I'm in all honesty, that sound about right. That's what people do. They do stupid stuff, man. They do stupid stuff. JT said all risk rewards means is you lose your money little by little over time. Because if you have no skill, that is what will happen. Come on, man. Don said every great hustler is a master observer. Facts. That is a fact. That is a fact. Factamundo. Look at this 2123 right here. Look at the pricing right here. Look at the pricing here. Relative to your distance. That was some good information right there. You saw that? Good info. Good info right there. That was good. Yep, that was some good information right there. I like that. um, JT said Don is a boss. Definitely is. Slav said first ever YouTube mic drop. Don, if you knew you can't lose, then what is the risk? Shit. Hard. Hard. No, I didn't take it, Joshua. I was looking at it though. I was looking at it. I ain't take it. Um, Lamani said, your mind got to be conditioned, reconditioned. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Slav said that 3-1 mean you need to know the market 3 times better than we do. And they don't. So it's exactly what JT said is going to happen to them. You're going to lose your money little by little over time. Yep, you're going to lose it, bruh. Bamani said that was the hardest thing for me to figure out at first. Yeah, man. Slav said Michael from the other night probably watching this video right now. Silence, punching the air. Wanting to punch the screen. Yeah, who knows? Who knows why people do the things that they do, you know? JT, thanks for pointing that information out. Information out, Mark. Salute. Yeah, I know you caught that. I know that you caught that because you saw how the pricing was for the distance that there was on the indicative at that time, and you also saw what the behavior was looking like that led up to it. See, that's another thing too that we become more cognizant of. It's looking at where you are and then looking at what led up to it, right? The present moment, when you're studying and observing, you're able to navigate and understand like the meaning of what something led up to this, like the way that it came to where we are right now. What does that mean? You know what I'm saying? Like you're looking at all of those little nuances, and it's broadening your understanding and your precision when it comes to looking at the market. It makes your observation better because you're learning what is meaningful when it comes to the market and when the market positions itself. Come on, man. It's crazy. Crazy. Sly said that's kind of straight up prediction, and patterns can only do so much. Exactly. Exactly. Don said the mind is a hell of a drug. The mind is iller than cocaine. Yes, it is. Matthew said bucket season. Oh yeah. Yeah, got on the gray white camo. Oh man. Yeah, the buckets is hard, man. The buckets is kind of hard. I ain't gonna lie. It's funny because I never used to wear bucket hats, and then when I like let me try the bucket on. Now that I'm 41, let me see how it look. It's like as you get older, you just try stuff and end up liking it. It's so funny. JT, I was just about to talk about that behavior. Deleted my whole comment because you touched on it. Well, you know what it is, man. The vibe got us on it, so it's all good. Yep, we are all good. The vibes. Yeah, so this right here, that's it for this. So could log out of this until we come back on later on and just see what it do at that time. But overall, the market just now, like in the last, I would say 20 minutes before it closed, it did actually start to slow down a bit. So maybe that will carry over into the next session. I know also too that volatility plays a role when you begin to see consistent instability in the market. You know, like how we were seeing ever since the interest rate decision from yesterday. That consistent instability, volatility is responsible for that. And volatility comes from when people are trying to, in the market, position money, like larger pension funds and hedge funds, bigger funds. They like to set positions in the market like levels, and they use the levels as barriers. So whenever there's news and things that affect the markets, they're trying to establish where they want the market to have certain things that are going to take place later once the market revisits those areas. And that's the volatility that you see. It's that tug of war, money moving back and forth, and they moving money around, trying to figure out where they want to actually place levels in the market. And it's so funny that that goes on because it's kind of something that they do simultaneously. The smart money is moving around. They move money around all at the same time. Very interesting. Mick said, once you elevate to operating on a pure subconscious level, you're always going to be in the right place at the right time. Mick is about, I told you, this right here, this is the X right here. Mick about to make me do it to y'all. Somebody else say something slick. I ain't gonna say nothing. Keep it up. Keep it up. That's crazy. I gotta read that again though. He said, once you elevate to operating on a pure subconscious level, you're always gonna be in the right place at the right time. That's hard, man. Damn. Yo, Tyler said, everybody shut up. Yo, that is hilarious. Joshua said, get out of here, Big. We don't need your nuggets. Oh, snap. JT said, yeah, the sellers become the buyers become the sellers. No point of following them because price tells it all. Exactly. And that's why we just sit back and relax and just let the market do what it do. It's a beautiful thing. Yep. Stacy talking about what you gonna do. Yeah, you know what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm gonna do, Stacy. Look, even Jay Carly's like, oh well, here it comes. Oh man. Don said Mark about to buy his own island. That's why he got a bucket hat. Yeah, y'all are crazy, man. Insane. Jay Carly said, Mark, I know that we don't learn the levels. However, do you think it's a good idea to have some knowledge, or we just don't care? We don't care. We don't care. That's why, I don't even look at the price of where the market is and none of that. Like, I don't even care. Like, I don't even care. Janice, I had saw your comment earlier. I meant to respond about the crypto market. You said, any thoughts on the crypto market? Some nice moves so far today. I don't really keep it. I don't really watch crypto. Like, it's not on my radar right now. but I am curious about it actually, and I may just start looking at Bitcoin a little bit, just so that I have some basic knowledge about it. Cause I'm like that anyway. I just like knowing, like what's, I guess not trending, but I like knowing what people care about, and then I look at it. Stacy, every time I say crypto, Stacy says to buy Ripple. Every time, every time. Yeah, I mean, I like, I was buying Bitcoin when Bitcoin was $600. And at the time, when I first discovered what Bitcoin was about, the reason that I understood the value of it, the real value of it, is because Bitcoin is on the blockchain. And I understand the technology of the blockchain. So it's kind of like that. That's the type of stuff I like to do. I like to dig deep into the real understanding of why things are happening, and then take it from there, because that gives you a foundation from which to start, and then your journey starts from there. You know what I mean? So yeah, no, not Janice. It's Janix, I think. It's Janix 89, I think, right? Yeah. But yeah, I am gonna do that at some point. Like basically whenever I remember, I'll pull up a Bitcoin chart and start looking. What platform? Like, who knows if there's a platform that you can use to trade Bitcoin on, or at least one that's decent, like for charting, to look at how the chart sets up? Because I don't even know. But I would have had to ask before I start looking at my own. Because I know that y'all are into Bitcoin. You know. Yeah, exactly. Anyone paying attention anyway. If they don't know now, they really know, because you just told them. Oh snap! Yeah, and I know, and I don't even mean like from that perspective. But maybe I'll just pull up the Bitcoin on NADEX. But wait. Yeah, I was actually about to ask that. I thought that they had stopped with Bitcoin on the NADEX platform. Coinbase, she says. Coinbase has charts. And I know there used to be this service called Daily FX. I'm gonna look on there and see if you can pull up charts over there still for Bitcoin. Yeah, I'm gonna look around. I'm gonna look around and figure some things out. All right, JT, see you tonight, man. Yeah, but I'm gonna start looking at Bitcoin a little bit, just for the hell of it. Oh, okay. So they replaced Bitcoin with the touch brackets. Got you. Okay. I wonder why they took it off. I'm curious about that now. I wonder why they took that off. If I had to guess, I think that it moves too much. I think that it moves too much. If I had to guess, I would say that. Oh man, yeah, it's too much movement. She said this how much Bitcoin go on. I thought Coinbase was the Bitcoin wallet. Janice backs out the conversation. Nah, Coinbase Coinbase has a wallet. Like you can get a wallet with Coinbase and you can transact using Coinbase. You do not know how to drive. My goodness. It's crazy how much stuff you see going on in New York. It's always something happening. It's something happening when ain't nothing happening. Like right now, it's nothing happening, but there's mad shit going on at the same time. All right, what time is it? 5:11. I think I'm gonna get out of here. I need some Starbucks. I ain't had no Starbucks in like 2 days, 3 days. Need a ribbon crunch, man. And then I'm gonna go jog. And why are you parking mad close to me? Come on, man. Here's what I'm talking about. Like, get out of here, yo. You parking mad close, like mad. You got closer to me. Why would you get closer to me? Mind you, see, this is the type of shit that people be doing that aggravates me, because you park right next to me when it's five spaces this way and a space over here. Why would you park directly next to me, yo? Yo. Jeez. Josh said Brooklyn beatdowns. Oh, snap. Yeah, J. Carr said, I'm going to stick to NADEX and the 5-minute binaries. No new friends. Oh, man. Mick said, just waiting for that collision. When we become our skill, it's a transformation that you eventually just black out and wake up in the paradise you always desired. All right. Good night. Told y'all.